friends, it's Teresa and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be chatting about books that are essentially a D&D campaign. I gave this a range. We have horror, which is, we have horror, we have fantasy, we have some romance, we have contemporary. So it's a blend of genres. But if you like these kind of videos from me, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see more videos from me, also let me know in the comments. And let's get in the video. So there were a couple of criteria that I decided to do before I made this video. So the first thing is that I wanted it to be kind of fun. Most of these books have their very funny moments. I wanted the plots to be pretty outlandish. Things that you wouldn't think of, but you're like, you know what, that'll fit a D&D campaign. The humor, I think I mentioned that. The humor is a big part of this for me. I threw in some horniness in there because I feel like, is it really a D&D campaign if no one's just slightly horny? And just the ridiculousness of it. I also made sure this had a cast, like an ensemble cast. It wasn't just one person, but a cast of people that you can follow around or had characters with. Starting off with That Time I Got Drunk and Saved the Demon by Kimberly Lemming. This is the original cover before it got published by a traditional publisher. I'll be holding on to this cover for life. This follows Cinnamon as she's kind of in a fantastical scenario. Every year they pick like a hero to go out and go defend the world. The hero never comes back. So on the year that she's not picked, her and her best friend dye their hair pink. I think she dyes her hair pink, her friend dyes it another color. And they get really wasted celebrating the fact that they are not going out there. All she wants to do is be a spice farmer and call it good. That is until she is absolutely plastered and ends up, as the title suggests, saving a demon. The two of them have a bit of a romantic relationship in the buds, growing, blossoming, and they end up on a quest, which is the last thing she wanted, to stop this demon queen. When I thought of things that are quintessential D&D, this book first came to mind, just because you have the growing cast of characters. She picks them up as they're traveling throughout these worlds, stopping these demons. You have the ridiculousness of it. There's a little bit of a modern slang within a fantastical setting. There's that touch of horniness I was talking about, which I feel again is pretty quintessential to some D&D groups. My D&D group is one of them. And it's just the ridiculous. There's romance, there's a lot of epic fantasy moments, and there's a lot of humor in the book. So I think it just fits, and then as we continue on with the series, you see that it follows the other characters that you picked up along the way. So I had a really good time with this book. I gave it a 4, if you guys are wondering what my rating. The next one I feel might be a teeny bit of a reach, but that is Howl's Moving Castle by Diane Wynne Jones. This is, I want to say, a middle grade novel. It's a novel following young Sophie Hatter, who is the eldest of, I think, 2 siblings. All she wants to do is run the hat shop. It's no biggie. And then I think her mom or her aunt takes both her and her sister to apprentice for a witch or a wizard, and the two of them actually swap places. Sophie has a curse where she can't really break it because she interacted with Howl. It's been a while since I read this book too, so I feel this fits it because again there's the ridiculousness of it, there's the outlandish portions of the book and the plot that I feel it just fits what I imagine a D&D story to be. I can see someone this is a story you'd hear something a character talk about in a tavern, just spreading their backstory. And I think it's just it fits the ridiculousness of D&D and kind of the serious but not serious aspect of it, and then the characters and the life lessons that you get to learn and all that fun jazz. The next one, I mentioned this 2 videos ago, and I'm currently on the 2nd book, so hopefully by the time this video goes up I'll be on the 3rd book and the last book. But one that I see, and I have seen a lot on the Reddit threads, and one that I think of a lot that fits quintessential D&D. Get it? Quint, because character's name is Quentin. But that is The Magicians by Love Grossman. This is an adult trilogy following young Quentin Coldwater at the age of 17. He goes in for his Stanford interview only to find out that magic is real and that he is a magician. After he goes through, the examination process, he is accepted and goes through the Harry Potter of it all. Goes to classes, meet friends, falls in love. And then he learns of a monster haunting kind of not the halls but the entire universe, and the only way to defeat them is to go into his childhood favorite place, which is Fillory. The TV show I feel is more D&D coded, but this just has everything. You have the ensemble cast that you follow, though you're solely through Quentin's eyes, I think, in the 1st book. But you have the cast that you follow, that they all kind of grow as the story progresses. You have the magic, the ridiculousness, the different plots that happen. There are talking animals. There are horrible monsters trying to defend everything, and you're trying to save the world and become this amazing hero. To both worlds, there's like traversing through different universes and different worlds, and like a kind of weird magic system that I feel like just fits. The TV show is even more so, because the TV show is just one gigantic meme sometimes, like down to the musical episodes that actually work, and down to the just weird random plot lines and random magic systems that I think just really fits. And I think someone on Reddit said that, like, why has no one done a D&D The Magicians? And it turns out someone did kind of start a tabletop magicians kind of situation. So I think I'm correct in assuming that the trilogy is just one long D&D campaign. The last three are like your contemporary and your romance options that I was talking about. The first one being the Bromance book club by Lisa K. Adams. Stay with me. Stay with me. So this follows Gavin, who is a like national baseball player. He's very well known and blah 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 blah. He and his wife are going through some marital troubles. And that's because after like a big game that he won, you know, the two of them celebrate, and he learns the hard way that his wife has been faking her orgasms. And this caused a huge blow up, and now they're like on the verge of a divorce / basically separated. His fellow teammates, his fellow other like sports people see that he's struggling and decide to engulf him into their book club, where these very manly men read romance novels to be able to win their wives over and understand their wives' like thought processes more. And so Gavin hesitantly starts to follow in their lead. Again, stay with me. The plot of this just sounds so ridiculous, and it is ridiculous, but it works. And I don't know, something about it just screams it doesn't scream like the high fantasy magical D&D, but it does scream like the ensemble crazy cast where they're all hyping each other up. It's kind of horny, kind of not. You're flirting for your friend, and you're trying to figure out how to get your friend laid in the game, and it's just funny. I can see like a group of guys playing this game with the girl as like with like one of their girlfriend or like a sibling as a DM, and this is just how guys are learning how women function. It's a bit of a reach for sure, but it's a fun one. Second to last also fits within like that crazy ensemble cast and the even crazier plots, and that is the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy by Kevin Kwan. This first book specifically is covered in dust, I'm sure. But this follows Rachel Chu as she has been dating her boyfriend Nicholas Young, for a while. I think Nick finally decides to bring her home during one of his as he is his best friend's groomsman for his wedding, and Rachel finds out that Nick is rich. And not like the cute kind of like, you know, like, oh yeah, well we only had enough to get by, but I got like all the things that I wanted for Christmas every year and I never had to really beg for anything kind of rich. Like the stupid rich where they don't know what to do with their money. And because of their stupid richness, Rachel has become the target for a lot of the family members and a lot of the friends of the family, because she is not that. And they don't want Nick to marry down. This comes with an ensemble cast. You meet quite a lot of characters in this book, and I just really enjoyed all their character progressions throughout the stories. And I just think the ridiculousness of it, of like them, like the family members playing sleuth trying to figure out who Rachel is, and like the fish incident, the super rich people, just kind of screams like an outlandish D&D campaign that you could definitely just stick with and run with. It's something about it to me just feels very D&D, with the outlandish storylines, the crazy plot twists, the almost like it almost feels like sometimes Kevin Kwan lost track of his characters, and his characters started doing their own thing against his better wishes, which I feel like a D&D, like a DM master really just struggles with, understandably so. especially my DM. So I just think it fits really well. I think the craziness of it, the ridiculousness of it, and just like how outlandish everything is just fits what you would anticipate out of a D&D story or a D&D campaign. Last one is There's No Way I'd Die First by Lisa Springer. I read this in an audiobook a couple months ago. But this follows basically the rich of the rich. Noelle Lane, who runs a podcast and is a big horror movie buff. She's trying to get like the enough views to become super popular on social media, and everyone in her class is super rich and super in like social media influencers. So she creates this big gigantic bash of like a horror bash to kind of bring the popular people to the front and help her like promote her brand and everything. That is until there's a twist. One of the partygoers is a brutal murderer and starts killing them left and right. So they have to survive the night and really just try to figure out like how they're gonna survive, how they're gonna live through this, what do they do to this killer, who is the killer, and just all the outlandish things. I gave this a 3 for a lot of reasons, but I'll leave the review if I remember down below for you guys. I just think the outlandishness of everything happening in this book really suits D&D. And by that I mean there are some heart-pounding moments. There are moments where like you get a glimpse into everything and it still doesn't make quite a lot of sense. It also just, to me, if you could make a book where every player fails almost every single roll, almost every single save, it would be this book. Like I don't know how any of these kids made it out alive, but most of them would have perished one way or another. So I just think it fits very well. I can see a lot of characters. I can see this specific book becoming being a one-shot situation where everyone's playing and you're trying to figure out who. It just fits, and it's crazy and it's outlandish. There's even a point where it just felt very like, yeah, it was just weird because the killer took a shit in a Birkin bag. And I don't know how that fits into D&D. But I can see one of my fellow players at my D&D group taking a shit in a Birkin bag. But that is it for my video on books I think are just D&D campaigns. If you like this video, let me know in the comments like I said. But until next time, stay safe and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.